Oh, my microphone was muted. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. What's up? What's up, everyone? Good to see you guys in these YouTube streets. So let me see if my settings are correct too. So give me a second here just to toggle things too here for a bit. So there we go. Yeah, if you guys can hear me, if you guys can see me too when it comes to with this live stream, feel free to let me know. And I welcome you guys to another uh, honest one-on-one honest conversation. So when it comes to these monthly kind of live streams for you guys to just hang out, to chill, have fun, etc. This space, this live stream is for you guys to just really have an open discussion about anything that you guys want to talk about. And when it comes to spirituality, current events, pop culture, even just like, with certain things too that you guys want to see and talk about too when it comes to with those topics. And yeah, it's good to see you guys again too, especially, um, for this month too of September. So just really, wrapping up summer too when it comes to with that, because last time I talked with you guys was in August, so when summer was, happening, especially, everybody just doing their own thing and just really on their summer vacation and having fun and everything else. And now it's September and people are just transitioning to go back to school and just really, cooling down on certain things, if that makes sense to you guys too, for anyone who is listening. So, but yeah, it's good to see you guys again too. Hopefully, hope everyone is just doing well, staying safe, taking care of themselves, and just really hope you guys had an awesome weekend too. Especially for anyone who is listening right now, happy Labor Day, to anyone who is just listening to this live, and for those who are watching a replay too. And big shout out to all the moderators out there, and everyone in the chat too. So yes, much love to all the people in the chat, and especially the moderators too. So I just want to give you guys a big old shout out too. So what's up, Kiva? Good to see you. What's good? What's good? Always good to see you as well. And hopefully you and your family are doing well. And of course, my bro. What's up, man? Ron, good to see you. What's up, man? Shout out to Ron Unconditional Love Tarot. I haven't watched your channel for quite some time, and please forgive me for that because I've been so busy just doing things off of YouTube's. But I always do my best to watch your channel when I can. So yeah, it's good to see you, bro. I really do appreciate your support and everyone else too in the chat too. So I really do appreciate you guys too for just being here and just really, showing support and just really, being who you guys are too. It's just, it's amazing how people can just, come to your lives and just really show support in the most beautiful ways too, just by just saying hello, liking a live stream, sharing it, those kind of things too. So I just really want to address that for anyone who is, watching this live, and for those who are watching the replay too, especially for anyone who is new and coming back to my channel too. This channel's all about self-care and wellness, not just, for the body, but also for, our emotional selves, in our mental selves, and in our relationships, and so much more. You can really, apply self-care and wellness in every aspect of your life. So if you guys love those things too when it comes to self-care and wellness and just have open discussions, well, you're in the right place in the right time. And hey, I welcome you guys with open arms too. So but yeah, again, it's so good to see you guys again too. And for those who are wondering what I've been doing for the last month or so, it's been really busy, and it just really, when it comes to just all the things I've been doing lately, it's just I think I've told you guys this. I got my shamanic life coach certification too, and I've been really just processing all that stuff too when it comes to the information that I've learned too and my success, which is really awesome. And it's just amazing how I accomplished that. And even just now too, especially for anyone who is just popping in live, and for those who are watching the replay, it's just I've been really just really studying about the nature of things too, if that makes sense to anyone who is watching this, especially for anyone who's into shamanism, for those who are into certain things in their own spiritual paths too. And I might go in different topics too at the same time because that's how my brain operates. So I'm just gonna give you guys a fair warning too. I'll stick to the main top. I say the main topic, but I'm gonna talk about one topic, but it'll transition to different things too, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's been amazing the last few weeks, especially like around August and even just going to like September right now too. It's just you know, like understanding the nature of everything, not even just like us as a human species, but like when it comes to like with the elements, with fire, air, um, earth, and water, to just like, how the trees just communicate and just how, everything too, like with the trees, the animals, us human beings, how we communicate, how we do things, etc. too. It's just like it's a lot. It can be like a lot of information to take in, but at the same time, it's just like just really when you even like when you like study about the nature of things too, it's just like it can really just be enlightening and really kind of like you know crazy scary experience too because like when you understanding the nature of things like sometimes it could scare you, it could inspire you at the same time, so I'm not sure if anyone has experienced that before too when they're just really studying about the nature of things like when it comes to with mother nature, human nature, and just like when it comes to like with life, and just like you know life is, I don't know, it's so it's hard to put it in words when it comes to life because I'm still in my 30s. I'm 36 and I still have like a lot to, lot to give and a lot and a life to live too. But at the same time, it's just like, when it comes to just, understanding the certain nature of things too, it can really just be, enlightening too. Even like, within ourselves, too. So it's kind of like, for example, like, you know, just really understanding like your intuitive self too, like people in the tarot community and in the spiritual community, how we have these amazing gifts, and when it comes to with our intuition and everything else, it's powerful, it's beautiful too, and it's just like really understanding that in your own way too, and really just getting to know yourself on a deeper level is really powerful too, even like with the scarier parts about ourselves, and it's just like and it's just like really just meditating and sitting with that too, just like when it comes to with just understanding like the nature of things, even like with ourselves, is pretty wicked, but it could be scary at the same time, and it's just like you know sometimes you sit with yourself, and even if you're just doing things too like you are doing with a really good intention, or even just like with friends too, but at the same time, like how life challenges us in so many ways, it's just like certain things can trigger you, can make you feel inspired and happy, or just like with anything too, it's just like for example, let's say like you're playing a game with your friend, right? And it's like a game that's just like interactive and it's crazy and it's just like a whole bunch of stuff happening. There's rockets flying everywhere and it's like jets flying and people shooting at each other too. But at the same time, like you're with your friends and you're just like, help them out and, showing them the ropes how to play this certain game. And then all of a sudden you interact with other people who are playing the game and they're just being trolls and assholes and just like talking shit, and it's just like sometimes you make them like sometimes like if you ever play like a game, right, and you just like you just get this people this certain look like
The
this,
fuck are you out of your damn mind?
it's like what, it's like, are you kidding me, like why are you doing this, even though like you haven't done anything to them, so it's kind of like it's just like it just crazy, like when you just really take a step back and just really understanding like the nature of things, like when it comes to certain people and certain spaces, even just like with with everything too. It's pretty wicked. It's just like sometimes too. It's like like when someone is saying some particular things in an online game, it's like you don't really have to respond, but you could just really ignore them. Sometimes people will respond, and we got to live with our choices if we do that. And like I've you know, excuse me, done some stuff too in the past where it's like maybe I shouldn't have said something to that person, or it's like maybe I should have just you know let it go and all that too. But it's like a learning experience too with life, and even just like when it comes to what the nature of things too, like with certain topics, like if like say for example, like like if you're just having a conversation about I say with I don't know tantra, and just like with the practice of that, and you talk about your experience, and someone your friend of yours talks about their experience, and you just share like opinions and facts about it too, even though you guys don't agree sometimes with certain things that you talk about, but at the same time you can understand what the other person is saying. It's like, oh, I get it, what you're saying there too. Or even just like when you're listening to like a podcast, or you listen watching videos, or if you're just reading a book too, it's like all that information in a video platform or in the book, or just like in general, it's just like sometimes when we studying like the nature of certain things too, when we read what we see, what we read, who we talk to, especially with certain people, it's just like we can learn so much, and that's like with life, and just like we can really just learn so much from just doing our daily routines, even like the stuff that's just like triggering us too, and just like sometimes too, like when someone annoys us, if they if they're in a game and they just beat you up, if they blow up your car, or if they just do like an uppercut to in a game to certain characters, or if they just like they do some weird shit, it's like you give them that kind of look sideways too, kind of similar like
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
but it's like, what? It's like, why are you doing that? But at the same time, you just take a step back. It's like, oh, okay, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, like what they're doing is not right. It's crazy. It's weird. Or even like when like say for example, like the people are doing stuff that's awesome too, like 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 celebrating someone who is who really got married, or if they achieve accomplishment, or if they just overcome something that's really beautiful too, so it's kind of like it's just like um it's amazing, like how life can teach us so many things, even like during like unexpected events too, even like when we're understanding the nature of things too. So let's see who's in the chat. Let's see. What's up at my own pace? What's good, my friend? How are you doing today too? So what's good? Shout out to you at my own pace. If you guys haven't checked out her channel too, you feel free to do so. She has some awesome stuff when it comes to like, if you love Halloween, if you love certain things about creativity, feel free to check out her channel. Her channel is off the hook. It's really awesome. Same goes to Ron Unconditional Love Tarot too. His live streams are amazing too. So if you guys ever want to check out his channel too, for anyone who is watching this live and watching the replay, feel free to do so. And she's at my own pace is funny. I just had a dream about myself in sacred trees. Yeah, that's beautiful. And just like, with dreams too, funny that you mentioned that as well. It's just like, we can really learn so much from our dreams too, like, dreams are can be like a messengers from, our ancestors, from our angels, guides, and just like, even like, you know, when it comes to with those messages, we can learn so much from our dreams too, even if we remember them, or if we don't remember them. And it's just like, like even just experience that too when it comes to with your dream, with the sacred trees. That's really awesome stuff. And even other dreams too, when it comes to just like, what you guys experience too in your dreams. You never know what other people are dreaming about, because that's their dream, and that's cool itself. So but yeah, like even like with my dreams too, like I had one because I feel like my mom was there, but it was like a celebrity figure in there too. It was like Michael Jackson from the Bat era. I was like, oh, what's Michael doing here? That's interesting. And he was having this conversation about my creativity. So it was really cool just to see him in my dream, even though I was thinking of him at the time. He just popped up. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And you can really learn from that, if that makes sense to anyone who is, you know, watching this live and watching a replay. Even just like with relationships, like not just like relationships when it comes to with intimacy, but also with relationships with ourselves, and even just with our environment with life. You know, you can really learn so much from just like looking at the tree to just looking at certain fruits, or even just like looking at the sunset or the ocean. It's just really amazing just how nature can really just teach us the most basic and simplest things in life. And even just like when it comes to just with those elements too, not just like with the trees and the plants and nature too, but also too just like with the animals as well, from our not only with our own pets, but also with the sacred animals too that are on this planet, from the bears to lions to even with the scary ass snakes too. We can learn from that as well. And it's just like, oh, we can really learn something from a big ass python. It's like, even though they look scary as hell, it's like, oh my gosh. So it's like you can learn from that, especially from animals too. So you want me to do that again? So it's like, hey, it's like,
The fuck are you out of your damn mind?
how do you out of your damn mind? It's like, like I was talking about earlier, like with certain people doing weird things. It's just like it's like you learn something, but at the same time you just give them that look like
The fuck are you out of your damn mind?
it's like, huh? It's like that don't make no goddamn sense. Like, why are you doing that? But that's just like our human nature and our ego just, trying to rationalize what we're experiencing and seeing too. But like even like with the, in the spiritual community, we, a lot of people talk about the ego. And, I get it too. Like our ego is our identity, who we are, and how we, express ourselves too. It's our identity. But we can really just like once we understand our own ego in a really healthy way, it can really just it can a lot of things can really just make sense. Even like when we just like we could just calm our ego down for a bit, but not trying to like disconnect from it, if that makes any sense. So Ron says not yet, James. Too early, too early for you, Ron. Okay, I get it, man. I get it. So yeah, yeah. My bad, man. My bad. So I get it. Oh man, that's great. That's great. Just absolutely, that's a great way to learn from another is to have an open mind, even if you. Yeah, exactly. Even if you don't like agree, it's like having an open mind, and even with the open heart too. You can learn so much from it too. There's like uh, intellectual intelligence too, but also there's emotional intelligence as well. Like when we have like a heart to heart with someone, and we just listen with the open heart, and even with an open mind too, we can really learn so much from each other to where we can just really, both parties can really just gain something from it, or even like everyone too, if they're like on the same wavelength, if that makes any sense to you guys. So it's like, you know, even like just like even like when you're having a conversation with a relative, and like let's say like they notice that you are doing something that's just, that's distracting you. And it's just like, oh, you should, kind of like cut, something off for a bit too, or just like dial it down to where it's not distracting you. Even though it's kind of like it could be triggering, but at the same time, when you just like listen with an open heart and with an open mind, it it's like, oh yeah, maybe it's like maybe I've been playing that game too much. Maybe I should just cut it back for a bit, or just like play for a few hours, or vice versa. So it's like you can have those kind of conversations with people, and especially with people that you can really just have like a open mind and open heart conversations where you can just have those kind of like deep conversations too. And even just like, whether it's like a relative or like intimate partner, or even just like with a close friend, you can really just have those kind of conversations with them, and just like really just taking it all in, like all the, you know, what you agree with, what you disagree with, and even just like like you could just have like a place where you can share like different perspectives, because like there's times like where I just listen to like one of like some of my friends, like when they're talking about certain topics, I agree with most things, but sometimes I disagree with most things too, and that's okay. Yeah, sometimes you don't have to agree with everything that people says too, even like the things that we see on screen too, kind of like on social media. And like like social media, like Facebook and Instagram, and what you call it too, TikTok, and X and YouTube. It's just like like even because like we love to experience things too as human beings, like whether we are watching a movie, if we're playing a game, if we're listening to a podcast, if we listen to a song, or if we're just, doing, or whichever, too, all the above. You never know what people are doing when it comes to with certain desires that they want to experience in life, too. It's just like, when we just like, when we can, what we consume, too, it's really good to just, question everything, even the things that we agree on or disagree on, too. It's like, like if they're talking about like with spirituality, like, or if you're talking about with tarot cards or oracle cards, or in like intuition, and whichever. It could be from yoga, it could be from tantric sex, it could be from just you know online gaming, to just the sky's the limit too. It's just like just really you could have an open heart and open mind to listen, but at the same time, it's really good to really have your own opinion about certain things too, and just really doing that in a really healthy way. If that makes sense to you guys, for anyone who is listening. So it's kind of like sometimes too, like where you're just like say for example, like like and this is gonna make you guys laugh. It's like you watch a video, and it's like you watch it, and all of a sudden you see all this kind of like weird stuff too happening, like you know and then like you just look at this video, it's like in the and you just like say something like this.
Get over that!
It's just like the video goes on and on. It's like, oh, like we're never gonna get to the point too. But then when that point gets there, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But it's like, oh, it took so long to get there. It's like, god damn it, like
Get over that!
it's like, damn it. But that's just human beings, like, and this is just my experience, just like dealing with certain people for the last couple of weeks so far, from August until now. It's just been like a hell of experience, and I'm just speaking from my own experience too, just because it's like like human beings are unique, but they're weird at the same time. I mean, you probably could people could attest this too in your own ways too. It's like like people who are unconditionally awesome and loving and caring, like those people are really good to have in your life too, because they care about you, and like they want to see the best in you too. When it comes to living life, they want to see you succeed, growing, you know, and just really thriving in life. But at the same time, there are people who want to see you fall and do some kind of like weird shit too, and take advantage of you in some ways too. We really gotta be wary of those kind, like careful with those people, just being around them because they'll just suck the life out of you too. So it's kind of like really being mindful of who we just surround ourselves with is really essential. And you probably heard this before too in certain most cases. Probably heard this before from other people on YouTube. Just really be careful who you surround yourself with. But it's really good to just like question everything, even the stuff I'm saying too. It's because sometimes I talk out of the side of my neck, and sometimes if I need correcting, just hey, let me know. So it's like with me, just realizing about myself and just like who I am as a shamanic life coach. I would love to talk about the natural things too when it comes to life with the elements and creativity, how nature can heal you and help you to really connect with your natural self in your own unique way too, and just really be like a guide. Just show you the way how you can really just support your own energy to just really do some self-healing techniques, and just like with certain things too. Even just like when it comes to like with wellness practices, like with yoga, it gets like yoga is not all about doing like certain asana poses. You can really just embody that kind of like those practices in your everyday life. Just really finding ways to ground, finding ways to just really support your energy, and just really doing that in a really powerful way too, and in your own way as well is powerful. And that's like with the work that I'm doing. It's just I really want to help guide people to really just do that in your own ways too. So even if it's like with laughter too, like kind of like with my friend here is too. So like, hey, laughter is good for the soul too, because sometimes we need to laugh and just get those endorphins out too. Like sometimes, like if we, look at certain things, if it's on TV, if it's on our computers, if it's on certain apps, it's like, sometimes we look at things like,
man, you come right out of a comic book.
Or even just like this too. It's
Some motherfucker would.
It's like, wish a motherfucker would try to, talk shit to me, but it's kind of like, recognizing that with yourself when it comes to with your nature. It's like, oh, I can't be violent, but at the same time, it's like standing up for yourself too, because that's really good for your energy. It's like, hey, it's like, I ain't trying to take none of your shit, motherfucker.
Some motherfucker would.
Wish a motherfucker would try to do that shit. Sometimes, when we like, when we protect our energy, we gotta have this kind of like fierce energy to protect ourselves like this. So have that kind of like fist of the North Star kind of and that's like it's really important to do that in your own ways too, if that makes sense to anyone who is listening. So yeah, it's just like the nature of things too, like even with everything too with life, like even like with people. I'll just dive into like with human nature. It's like because as a guy too, and for any men who are listening, sometimes it's not easy being a man. I know you probably heard this before in other podcasts and from other people, but I just really want to address this too in a healthy way. It's just like sometimes it's not easy being a man, because it's like there's always expectations that men have to do in life. You have to get the best car, best girl, best partner, per se too nowadays. Just like now it's like it's like things are changing. It's like I want to help people to just really connect with their natural selves in ways that really just feels enlightening for them too, if that makes sense. And what's up, Ocean Garnett? What's good? What's good? Good to see you. Thank you for being here too, OG Ocean Garnett. Funny, I was talking about the ocean earlier. Since I went to, I don't know if I told you this, but I went a really close friend of mine got married today too, and I was near the ocean. So it's a really cool experience. I might just share like 3 photos of it too. Just like when it comes to with the scenery, it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And like yeah, it was like I was just near the ocean on Saturday, just not too long ago too. So it was one of those beautiful experiences, just being there for someone that you really respect and admire, even if they're you find them attractive and you respect them as a person. It's like, hey, I'm happy for them that they're married to someone that's really compatible for them. And it even just like so like by an area where it's just the beach is beautiful and people are just thriving or having fun and living life to the fullest. What more can you ask for? So it's really cool, you know? And yeah, it's just like with the nature of things too, like getting back to the topic of just like, being a man, it's so wicked, and there's nothing, I'm not trying to like downplay, when it comes to women, because you guys know this. I love women like fully, some of my friends who know me in person know that I love women, but at the same time, it's just like when it comes to like, how people are so different nowadays too. It's like, like from my own experience, and I can really share my own personal experience, like most the women in my life have been really, uplifting and powerful, but some have been really fucking weird. I'll just keep it a buck. And it's just like, it's just like nothing against them, but like the things that they do towards me or what they done, it's like I give them this kind of look like, what? Like,
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
and it's like, what the hell? Like, I don't get that, but it's like at the same time, it's like, when certain people who are really grounded people, they help you out with certain things too. And they just share some powerful advice. It's like, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. And I appreciate that, And it's just like, sometimes too, it's like, you know, those are kind of people that you want in your life too, whether they're a man or a woman too, because like people who want to just see you grow, they want you to succeed, they want you to, thrive in life. Those are kind of people that you want in your circle, especially the ones that really care not just for your well-being, but for their own well-being and for their environment, So those are like just my own opinion. That's like those are kind of people that that we should really have in our lives too. People that really just care about not just them only themselves, but also the people that you care about, their environment and their environment especially too. But like when it comes to like with certain people too that are just like weird and just like they do like the most weirdest malicious things too, like that just make you kind of like raise your eyebrows, and even like in a really weird way too. It's like, it's like what the hell? Like, why are you doing this? It's like you just gotta give them this kind of like energy like this, like from this
The fuck are you out of your damn mind?
it's like you out of your damn mind if you're gonna do that shit to me, It's like, I get that, So yeah, it's it's like what the fuck? Like you out of your goddamn mind if you're trying to pull a wool on me or trying to like, take advantage of me in the weird ways too. And it's not cool that people take advantage of other people too, And it's just to me it's not right. I never been vocal about it, but I just really want to address this too for anyone who is listening. It's just like, I'm sorry for anyone who's got taken advantage of too, especially, from people with weird intentions, So it's like, oh my gosh, my nose is running as hell. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so weird. Like, human nature can really just be weird sometimes, and even like when you interact with certain people and they just like have these kind of like weird intentions, they do weird things. It's like, weird can even just be subjective because people like, you know, people think weird is good. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'd be talking out of my side of my neck, but you probably guys know what I'm talking about when it comes to, people doing like strange and weird things too. It's like really gotta, protect ourselves from those kind of like weird energies, and kind of like this, getting that silent, like it's like what the fuck?
Fuck, are you out of your damn mind?
It's like you out of your damn mind. It's like hell no, So it's like even like when like people like because sometimes even people push our buttons too. Like sometimes you just want to say this too, like
and shove it up your ass, all up in your ass.
all up in it, or just like it's like have you ever got like people who are push your buttons where it's just like like they just like do the most silliest things, and you just want to say this too deep down, but you just don't want to be rude, kind of like
and
this.
shove it up your ass, all up in your ass.
It's just like that. I don't know if you guys ever experienced that. If you ever wanted to just like it's like, man, this motherfucker right here, it's like it's like you just give him this look
Man,
too,
you come right out of a comic book.
So feel free to share if that really makes sense to you guys. It's like even on social media, like certain social media platforms, or especially in person, it's like like if people are just doing some weird stuff towards you, but you just don't want to like be malicious too, but at the same time you want to just defend yourself. It's like what? It's like, motherfucker, like why are you doing this to me? It's like in your mind, it's like you want to do this.
More than you did.
It's like, what? Do something, So it's like, in that kind of energy, So, so don't lose your middle finger. While don't use your middle finger. Don't use your middle finger while trying. Yeah, that's good advice, man. That's really, that's really good advice. Really making a promise like that too, like this man right
And
here.
that is a promise.
So that's a good point there, Ron. That's a good point. So yeah, man, that's a really good point. And even again, too, as a man, too, even understanding my own masculine, side of myself, for the last 36 years, it's like, whoa, like I'm not overly aggressive. I'm not, overly perverted. I'm just a very grounded and, you know, healthy person. Sometimes, have my moments where it's like, yeah, but you make some mistakes here and there. You just learn from it. You become a better person. You just, you develop yourself. You practice self care. That's like I'm always passionate about self care and wellness because I practice that every day and I want to help people guide people to that in their own ways too. Even if they don't need my help, that's totally cool too. So it's like it's interesting, and like when it comes to like with women, and just because I know a lot of women in my life, even the people who are subscribed to this channel too, who even those who know me in person, I appreciate them too, and it's just like it's nothing perverted, it's nothing crazy, it's nothing weird. It's just like, yeah, like they share awesome perspectives about certain things with life, with people they interact with, and experiences dealing with other stuff too. It's like, oh, that's interesting. Even like when you have like an open mind and an open heart to just listen, and listening is a really powerful and useful skill too. It's just like, wow, it's like I never thought of that, or it's just like, oh, like that makes sense too, So, but at the same time, like when you just want to cut loose and just like, just like when you need to get stuff off your chest, like when it comes to the weird things in life too, it's like, those are people you need to have in your life too, because like women can really just be the most awesome people you ever want to be with. And same goes to men too, like for any women who are listening also, like I know a couple of women who who love men, but like in a ways that's just healthy, just because it's like, they grew up, they have like dads in their lives who are really good role models, or brothers too. And it's like not like they have things against women, but it's kind of like they have like a healthy, men in their lives who really just, they're really good people, and like, and same goes for like men who have like healthy women who are role models too in their lives, like their moms and their sisters and friends and vice versa. It's just like you really just learn a lot too, especially from different people too, from different backgrounds. I can just really make a whole ton of difference too. So, but yeah, that's I've shared a lot too, but I just want to know from you guys, for anyone who is listening and watching, I want to know how you guys are doing too when it comes to with life and everything else, because I always like to ask my audience how they're doing, especially all the moderators out there who are listening and watching this live and watching the replay. Even people who are watching the replay too, feel free to share if you feel comfortable doing so. And it's just like, even with the stuff I'm talking about too, when it comes to with life, and it's like, it's like you could just like enjoy, like appreciate life where you're like a close friend of yours gets married, or if they, achieve an accomplishment, or if they overcome the challenge, or if they, if they, they do something really cool too. And just like if they need some, or they need like, someone to talk to really just, get some stuff off their chest, or just really have like an open discussion about certain things too. It's just really cool that we can just really do that as people, as human beings. We can really just relate to each other and understand each other in a really deep way too. So yeah, oh my gosh, my nose is runny as shit. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm not sick, but my nose has been running. I don't know if it's I got dusted in from the hotel or something, but it's like, oh man, but I'm okay though, nonetheless. It's just like even like I'll just tell you this: when I came back from like going to my friend's wedding, and even just like I had all this fancy food that my friend like reserved in that restaurant that they were at too. It just made me realize like, wow, I miss my dad's cooking. Even though like you love the food that they had in that restaurant, it's like, damn, it's like I'm feeling like some ribs right now, or I just feel like I want some of those good old French fries. Have you guys ever felt that before? If you went to like a friend's event, it's like the food was good, it was fancy, but at the same time you crave for something that you kind of like you're used to. That's like what happened with me too. It's like when I got back home, for even like when my dad was barbecuing some chicken, I was like, holy fucking shit! That my stomach was rumbling, and I was just feeling it like
A
this.
minute. It'll sink in.
Is like it's sunk in. It was crazy. So I don't know if you guys ever experienced that before too, when it comes to like with those experiences. Like even like with like if anyone has experienced like celebrating your friends' marriage, with someone's experience, like being like celebrating their marriage to get like so your friend getting married, or their accomplishment that they got like an education, or they achieve an award, or anything like that. It's beautiful. So Ocean Garnet says, yes, I tend to miss my mother's rice when I die. Yeah, yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from with that, Ocean Garnet. And it's you know, like when we are so used to with like our parents cooking, like when it comes to if they're good at barbecuing, or if they're good at baking, or if they're good at pasta, even it's just like sometimes you want something different. And then when you experience that, like when you're going to like an event, or if you're going to like a wedding, and if you're away from home, it really just makes you realize that, oh, we just like we don't sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone. And it's like, wow, like it's like I really do miss my mom's rice, or I miss my dad's steak, or you miss your parents' pasta, or anything like that too. So yeah, I can totally understand and relate to that too, pushing on it. And it's because it's like, wow, like even though you enjoy the experience of like what's happening right now, like when it comes to just like you know with with the reservation, like you have like there's like the fancy food that your friend just reserved for their wedding, and he's just like you have like 15 people all in like mostly in one like two tables, and then it's like uh and then like all of a sudden it's like, you're just waiting for your food to be, waiting for your food to be done. It's like, and it makes you realize that when your stomach's rumbling, it's like, holy shit, like I can really use my dad's steak right now. I know, or something else. So yeah, yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, I totally get that too. Hey, what's the psychic dummy? She says, I miss my mom's oysters Rockefeller from yesterday. Yeah, I get that, Alex. Yeah, that's totally, that hits right at home too. I totally understand where you're coming from with that. And big shout out to you, Alex. Good to see you, man. Hopefully, you are doing well too. So it's like, yeah, I get that. It's just like, you know, when it comes to appreciating what we have and what we experience too, especially like, when it comes to with our parents cooking, what the lessons that they taught us too, and even just like, the memories that we have too. Like you just really, when like they're gone or when we're not around them, we can really just appreciate, the things that we experience from them, if that makes sense. So yeah, that totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. I had a family come over to visit us from the USA, came with a seedless watermelon. Like, oh wow, it's so good. Long time since I had one. Did not know about this. Yeah, yeah, I totally get that, Ron. If you haven't like tried like something that's from a different country, but you experience it, yeah, I could totally relate to that too. It's just like because like like with your experience too, that's really wicked that your family visited from the US and then like they had like a seedless watermelon and you never tried that before, and it's like it's been a while since you had that. It's like it brings back memories too, especially within your body. So it's just like it's really awesome, and it reminds me of a time where it's like it's like my friend, like she grew up in Mexico, the one I got married. And she brought like back some candy for me too. It was like the most thickest and sweetest candy I ever got. And it was just so good. It was like guava candy. And it was just like, oh, like, I tasted it. I was like, oh man, it's like this shit was better than fucking anything I ever ate. When it comes to like with sweet. It was like holy fucking shit. It was so good. I was cussing. I was like, oh shit, it was good.
Sake, watch your language.
It was like, in my mind, it's like, oh, I shouldn't be cussing so much. It's like this candy's so good. I haven't had it for quite some time. It was like, I was cussing up a store, but it was like a good kind of way too. It's like, it's just like so good that you haven't had something for a long time. And then once you get it, it's like, oh man, but at the same time, it's like, holy fucking shit, this is so good. It's like in your mind, like even though you just like, you said something that's really wicked, like in your mind, it's like you want to behave like this.
Language.
So I totally get that. So that's awesome that you had that experience, Ron. And thank you for sharing too, especially for anyone who is, sharing in the chat right now too. So yeah, it's good to see you too. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for stopping by too, especially for anyone who is watching this live and for those who are watching a replay too. So definitely shout out to the psychic dummy too and all you guys too. So Alex, so Oceana says the comforting feeling of a home cooked meal. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. A comfort of a feeling of home cooked meal. It's one of those things that you just never forget. Like even if like, hold on for a second. Ah. With certain things too, like when it comes to like with a home cooked meal or another experience too, like experiencing your first kiss or your first hug or accomplishment too, when it comes to like getting a degree or just like getting your first car or just like even going to your first event too, or even like creating your own YouTube channel. It's kind of like the similar experience. It's like, wow, that's awesome that I did that, that I experienced that. And just like, it's just really good to just really, learn from that and just really fully embrace that in our own unique way too, So it's kind of like, it's like you just like, the comfort feeling of the home cooked meal to the awesome feeling of excitement to when it comes to creating your own YouTube channel or getting a degree or just like experiencing your first kiss or first hug. It's just like, whoa, that happened. That's pretty fucking awesome, It's like hell yeah. It's like you just want to experience that again, you know, like again pretty anytime soon, if that makes sense. So my goodness, what the hell is happening with my nose? So mm. But anyways, yeah, well said there, Oceanet. And Ron says, no wonder almost got waterlogged. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Even like the melons too, like with watermelon for, if you eat a lot of it, you'll be going to the bathroom every like 2 minutes. So I understand where you're coming from with that, Ron. So I definitely, definitely know what you're talking about with there, man. So definitely. So Jello. Oh. Yeah, Jello too. Like, I'm not much of a Jello person. That's just my own opinion. But if you guys love Jello, that's cool too. I mean, it's just like, just Jello's just like one of those things. Like, it's like really unique kind of like a snack too. That's just me saying that too. That could be totally different for people in the chat and those who are watching the replay. But I'm just saying from my own personal experience. Jello's been like a hit or miss too. So like, for me, it's like, ice cream is like my kryptonite. You like walking in Jello? Okay, okay. It's like that's one of your superpowers, you walking in Jello. So I get it. Hey, respect, Alex, respect. I'll just say that. So good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Oh man. Oh, it's I don't know what else to say when it comes to like, with life. But let's see what you guys are sharing in the chat. I made some great ice cream fresh with roasted pineapple. 200 stairs. Made it with my Oh, nice. That's cool, man. How you like your Vita mix so far too? You've been making some interesting recipes with that ice cream maker. That's cool, man. You should, I know, like, and this is your choice, but like, I know people who make videos with that when it comes to like sharing certain recipes too. That can be really cool too. But who am I to tell you what to do? That's your choice. But like when it comes to making those kind of recipes, that's really awesome. So definitely good stuff there. Good stuff. Oh, definitely. Hmm. Definitely that. I agree with that. So yeah, um, that's pretty much what I have to share when it comes to like, understanding the nature of life and with people and with nature, with the trees and with the plant and how people, express themselves, how they act with, in certain ways too. It's really good to just really, understand that with a healthy mind and with a healthy heart too. So I just really want to address that before, I wrap this up with this live stream. It's just like it's really good to question everything, to just be who you are as a human being, and to also just really connect with people who really appreciate you, and you guys can really appreciate each other and also yourselves in a really healthy way too. So it's just like, when it comes to like with life, you never know like what's going to happen tomorrow. It's really good to just appreciate what we have and just really be content with that, but also to just never stop living life, just like if you want to just, like make your YouTube channel, or if you want to just, make a recipe, or if you want to just, do a reading for yourself, or if you want to just give your partner or your friend a big old hug or call them, that's cool too. If they don't answer, I mean, I totally understand that that's your choice, but at the same time, it's like, life is so precious in so many ways that it can just really, enrich us, but at the same time, it can also just, make us stronger people from certain challenges that we deal, like we embark and we learn from, because, life is tough. You guys know that already, but how we can really just, learn from that, and especially from different challenges from other people and other circumstances can really just make a difference too. So whether someone in a video game is blowing up your car or beating you up in the fighting game, or if they're just like make it's just like with anything, it's really good to just, protect yourself, learn from those experiences, and just really continue to just be who you are in your own unique way too. And it's just like, like as a human being and as a content creator and as a shamanic life coach, who am I to tell people what to do? It's just like, I just want to guide people to just really, to really, take care of themselves in your own unique way, to show them how you can do this way or that way and other ways too. And just like really just show them the way to just really, make that decision for themselves, basically too. I'm still trying to like put in words how to express that, but if you guys know what I was talking about, feel free to let me know too. So yeah, let's see. So Barton says it's my bedtime. I have to get my hands some sleep. Okay, okay, Alex, I see you. Good night, all. Nice to see you all. Likewise, Alex, it's good to see you, my friend. And again, thank you for just being here too, sharing your wisdom, your humor. We appreciate you, Alex, and your butler too. I'm not sure who your butler is, but I hope his name is Alfred. If you have Alfred's number, just let me know that I'm looking for him too. Don't tell Bruce Wayne about it too. So, but if he did, he'll probably give me the treatment like this.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Or probably like this too.
The fuck are you out of your damn mind?
It's like, what? But, I'm sure Bruce Wayne's a cool guy, but I'm sure your butler is an awesome person too. So good night, Alex. And it's, you get some good sleep, my friend. So, oh man, I think I shared a lot today too. Probably, shared some stuff that I was going through for the last month or so with August and September, and just like with everything else too. And reading your guys' thing in the chat too. It's really awesome because I always learn from you guys, from Ron, from Alex, from At My Own Pace, Ocean.net, all you guys too in the chat. You guys are awesome human beings. And you probably know this already, but I love you guys and I appreciate you guys too, especially for anyone who is new to this channel and for those who are, coming back also. I love you guys too. So before I wrap this up, I'm about to, share some collective messages for today too. And I'm going to just, wrap this up too. So I just really want to address that because my nose is running and, it's Monday. So it's kind of like, when it's Monday, people are busy taking care of business, but at the same time, when it's nighttime, they just want to crash out and rest too, So I'm just going to pull out 3 cards for you guys that you can take from this live stream, and especially for the days ahead too. So I just really want to, just do that for you guys. So just gonna connect with the universe, just connect with these messages. Oh, this card just dropped. I'm just gonna take it too. It's interesting. The card just dropped, and it's just a message. So interesting with that. So just gonna go along with this message. Let's see. Let's see. Where's the second message for the collective? Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm dropping all kinds of cards today too. What the hell? So, oh, let's see what the last message that we have for the people. So let's see what's the last message that we have for the people. So, oh, interesting, interesting. So I got some interesting messages for the collective for anyone who is into oracle cards. If anyone resonates with these messages too, at any time if they're watching this too, whether you're watching this in the morning or the afternoon or the evening, just feel free to share your own feelings and thoughts about these messages at any time as well. So, like when it comes to what the first message that we for the collective is all about giving. So just really, giving more love to yourself too when you're going through those, challenges. So when in doubt, give more love to yourself. And that's a beautiful way for all of us to really just, bring some clarity towards us too if we're going through certain challenges, how we can really just give ourselves more love too, not just with our body, but also with our heart and with our mind too, and especially in our relationships too, with ourselves and just really, bring that love towards yourself when you're just going through certain challenges in life too, in so many ways. So when you're in doubt, give more love to yourself and really doing that in your own unique way when it comes to with this message right here. And just really, taking the time for yourself to just really, appreciate what you have also too when it comes to with this message and just really appreciate what you have, your accomplishments, when it comes to not just like with the physical things too, like with your home, with your bank account, or just like things that you have too, but also just really being grateful for what you have to and when it comes to with life and just really doing that in a really healthy way within yourself to just really appreciate what you have, with the roof over your head to just the accomplishments to just like with everything too that you have in your life also even more than just the physical too because that is a really good way for all of us to just really practicing gratitude in a really really healthy way too, so just really taking the time for ourselves to just really appreciate what we have to not just like with the physical things but also the people in our lives and within our environment too, so just really taking the time for ourselves to just really appreciate what we have, knowing that I have enough and I'm good, and just really being like, you know, content with that. Just really, practicing that healthy form of gratitude, just where it's like, oh, I have enough, and when it comes to the food I have and with money and everything else, and just really practicing that healthy form of just like gratitude in a really powerful way too, and really doing it your own way too. When it comes to with this message. And just like with the last message too, like when it comes to, for the collective, it's just really when it comes to with sleep, it's like sleep is very, really good for our overall health. When it comes to on the physical side too, when it comes to with sleep, like with resting. So just like when it comes to like with this powerful masculine message here, just really taking the time for ourselves to just really, get some rest when we can, especially, throughout our day too, to just really taking the time for ourselves to just rest, to recover, replenish our energy, and to really just, doing that in a really powerful way, but also too, to not sleep on anything that's really important too. So like when it comes to for our overall health, for our desires, when it comes to for our own self care routine and wellness routine too. Just really taking the time for ourselves to just, not sleep on anything. Just like when it comes to anything that's important for us, when it comes to for our overall health, but also to just really rest and to regenerate and to recover when you can too, because sleep is good for you, not just for the physical aspect of it, but also for our emotional and mental aspect of it too when it comes to sleep. So when you get a chance to, and especially for this message too, to anyone who resonates with this message, just really taking the time to rest, to rejuvenate, and to just really recover too in your own unique way, to just really, rest up, replenish, and to just really, relax when you get a chance to do so. And not just sleep on anything. That's really important too when it comes to with this message. So if any of these messages resonate with you guys too, for anyone who is just watching this live, and for those who are watching a replay too, you're more than welcome to share your own feelings and thoughts at any time also too when it comes to with these three powerful messages for the collective. So at any time, if you guys ever want to just, share your own feelings and thoughts about these messages, you're more than welcome to do so. So I'll share these again one more time before I wrap this up. Just to really, when you're in doubt, give more love to yourself too. When it comes to with this message, always give more love to yourself when you're just going through those challenges, and just really doing that in a really powerful way too. When it comes to with this message, just give more love to yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, and especially with yourself too, in every aspect of yourself. And just really taking the time for yourself to just really appreciate what you have, what you got, when it comes to with the wealth that you have, and when it comes to not just with the physical things, but also the people in your life, and just like when it comes to with your environment, just really appreciating that, knowing that I have enough, I'm okay, and just really practicing that healthy form of gratitude when it comes to with this message right here as well, when it comes to plenty, and just really, taking that time for yourself to just rest, rejuvenate, and not to sleep on anything. That's really important too when it comes to for your overall health, when it comes to with your responsibilities for your overall health, when it comes to mental health, physical health, emotional health. Just not to sleep on that too when it comes to with the most important things, aspects of your life, but also to really just, replenish and replenish yourself too when it comes to resting, and just really in that good night rest, good night's sleep too can really just be helpful too when it comes to with this message. So with that being said, I'm about to wrap this up. Thank you guys for being here too. Hope you guys learned something too, just with the conversations that we have when it comes to understanding the nature of things too, and with life also too, with the ups and downs. And when it comes to that, I appreciate you guys for just sharing, your perspectives when it comes to with life, because we can learn so much from each other in ways that's just mind-boggling, heartfelt, and just like overall just like whoa, so but I really do appreciate you guys for being here too. So shout out to Ron, Unconditional Love Tarot, At My Own Pace, Ocean Garnett, The Psychic Dummy, all you guys too in the chat, especially for anyone who is a mod also too. Much love to all you guys too in the chat. Kiba especially too. So I love you guys. Love you too. At my own pace, you know who you are. I appreciate you. Same goes to Ocean Garnett. I appreciate you too. Same goes to this awesome dude right here. I appreciate you also. And this awesome person right here, I appreciate you too. And all you guys too who are watching this live, and for those who are watching the replay, I appreciate all you guys too who are just be who you are as human beings. Ups and downs when it comes to with life, but you're still who you are as a healthy human person. You're just continuing to thrive and grow in your own unique way to be your better self. You guys are awesome in my book too. So cheers, salute. You know, all that good stuff too when it comes to with your favorite drinks. If it's smoothie, if it's wine, hey, you know, that's good. Just got to know your limits and just like embrace that, too. So just really feeling that out, like this awesome man says right here too.
Don't think, feel.
Mm, and just like always embrace that in your own unique way too. So, yes, I thank you guys for watching. I'll be live on Wednesday. If you guys ever want to have an open discussion about wellness, if you guys want to experience a sound bath or oracle or tarot reading, or just like you want to have a conversation, open discussion about wellness too, you feel free to tune in live on Wednesday at 7 p.m. too, Pacific time. If you guys ever want to come back. And yeah, I'll be definitely be live on that day too. And I'm looking forward to connect with you guys again. I'll make sure to also make more content on this channel too. I've been making a lot of content on my gaming channel. So if you guys ever want to, check that out too. If you guys love gaming, if you want to see me do some crazy shit, cuss a lot, all that stuff too. But it's all for fun though. Feel free to check out my gaming channel called the Holistic Gaming Channel too, which is, linked in the description below. So if you guys ever want to check it out, with my links and all that too, just feel free to do so. And if you guys want to reach out to me on social media, if you guys like on Facebook or on Instagram or on TikTok or on X or YouTube especially, feel free to do so. Feel free to email me too if you ever want to get a chance to do so. If you want to collab, or if you guys ever want to just, say what's up, share some advice here and there. I'm always check my email on the weekdays. So, but yeah, other than that, yeah, you guys have a good one. I'll let you guys go. Just, get some rest, watch some more live streams for your favorite people on YouTube. If you guys get a chance to do so, you never know what people are doing. If you guys want to just get some rest, for another day, if you want to have fun, when it comes to the last days of summer, go for it. Life is precious, and it's good to just really embrace that, celebrate. I say, experience that, in your own unique ways too. Whether you're in the U.S., if you're in Canada, if you're in Brazil, or if you're in outer space too. I'll just say it, beyond the stars, or if they're a different timeline too. So, but anyways, I'm talking out of the side of my neck, and sometimes I sound like,
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Yep, I do come out of a comic book, so I embrace that. And it's like sometimes it's like this, like, what? It's like, now I know this. Like, how come someone didn't tell me? Like,
Now you tell me.
what? So, but anyways, yeah, I look forward to connect with you guys on Wednesday. If you guys like this live stream, feel free to just smash that like button. That really helps me to just really be in the algorithm of YouTube. And so, like, when it comes to with that really helps my channel be in the algorithm. If you guys want to subscribe to my channel also, make sure you hit the notification bell, so that way you'll get notified for all the live streams that I'm doing and content that I'm making on this channel on a regular basis. And always too, just, continue to be who you are, be your natural self. If you're a man, if you're a woman, if you want to identify yourself as something different, in a healthy way, of course, too. So, hey, I have no judgment on my part, too. So, if people give you certain looks, too, just give them this look like this.
Puny God.
Or it's just something like the wise Bernie Mac said, too, in this clip right here, too. So,
People don't like how you be yourself. Fuck them. Fuck them up against the wall. Wear handcuffs on and crazy through all their lips. That's all you do.
That's all you do. And you know what? Just always making yourself a promise to just always be yourself, and just like this awesome legendary wrestler says.
And that is a promise.
So, but anyways, and also too, if you need to defend yourself, just really have this kind of like gangster energy. Like,
We'll throw down.
Or kind of like this.
You can't harm me. Are you a fucking ass?
Anyways, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a beautiful rest of your morning and afternoon and evening too. So I'll say peace and many blessings and much love. And now, where is that button? So there it is.